Jacob, welcome to episode 92.
We're so close to it.
We're almost at 100, guys.
And we're just beating out these podcasts. Podcasts are dropping like flies nowadays.
They really are just dropping all around
Emma's
us.
out. How to Weddings is out.
We're just barely hanging in there. If we can reach 100, we'll be happy.
Feels
No,
good.
it does. I can't believe we're already at
Thank you,
almost
Tanner, for
100.
editing 92 episodes.
Do you realize that when we hit 100, that'll be, and we roughly every episode is like 45 minutes to an hour. Let's just say an hour. 100 hours of just you and me talking.
Wasting time, one could say. Making zero money.
And it's startling the amount of episodes. Recently, we've been starting to plan them a little more.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. Crazy, right? We're just like, maybe we should take this a little more seriously.
First ones.
But for probably the first like 60, we're just rolling.
60's generous.
Maybe 50.
Yeah. I think once the written by you one started dying off, but
Yeah. But it's startling the amount that we've just said, hit record and let's just talk.
let's just talk.
Yeah.
I agree. It's crazy. Almost at 100.
But we're
Guys,
glad
what
to
should
have
we
you
do
here.
for our 100th episode?
Maybe like, yeah, something fun.
Something fun.
Should we do like a giveaway or something?
We should. Can we afford a giveaway?
Can we
Free
afford it?
iPhones for all listeners.
That's
Oh, what happened?
one person.
Look at that. My wife won. That's crazy.
Awesome. That's great.
Both our wives won? No way. All of our wives won?
Yeah.
Utah joke.
Hey, we'll make it there though. 8 more episodes. Jake, I got one I want to tee off with you here.
Pick my bone. Wait, that's not
That's
what you
not
say.
the phrase. That's definitely not the phrase. I didn't like that.
What's the bone you have to pick with me?
Were you trying to say pick my brain?
No, it was the first one. I wanted you to pick my bone.
Pick the bones. I think you're thinking of a bone to pick.
That's what I wanted
There
to
you go.
say. It
We got a bone to
became
pick.
very sexual for
Yeah.
no reason. Go for it.
And those who have been around for a long time, you're probably just going to be like, oh, you're actually contradicting everything you guys have said.
Correct.
Rewind the clock to like episode 30, probably.
Yeah.
3 things your films are missing in 2025. And I'd say probably 2026 by the time people are listening to this. 3 things your films are missing. Do you want me to name them out all right now, or do you want to go case by case?
Name them all out
Okay,
for the clip.
for the clip. 3 things your films are missing. Number 1, guests. Number 2, hot take here, flat lays.
Number 3, your mom.
Number 3, wide shots of the environment / design.
Yeah.
Okay, those are 3 things. And people can clip us easily to when we were talking about how you probably don't need to film flat lays. And I know our good friend Emma Kay really doesn't like flat lays, and we agreed with her for a long time. And she's probably gonna hear this and just roll her eyes because we always change our mind.
I do think we misinterpreted Emma not liking flat lays to not filming flat lays. Because I remember when I brought it up to her, like, yeah, I don't film flat lays just like you. She's like, oh, I always film them.
Did she say that? I thought
And
she
said,
didn't film
I
them.
just hate doing them.
I thought she didn't film
She
them,
just use them in the film usually, but no. And I was like,
but she'll film them.
in Mexico. She's like, you guys don't film them? I was like, no.
Yeah, I got that
I
as
think I
well
read
too.
into that too much.
Maybe.
But I still agree that you don't need to. But I do want to talk about why you always should and why we've changed our stance on that.
You don't need to, but you always should. So you need to.
I guess you need to.
Yeah.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Your edit doesn't need it.
Yeah.
It's not content I think personally you need.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. Your
No one
edit
will
doesn't
miss
need
it.
Okay.
I promise you no one will miss it.
Let's just start with flat lays then, all around the topic.
Yeah, but I think the idea that we learned on the cruise last year that if money is going towards something, it's your job as a documentarian to capture everything.
I think so too.
So whether or not you in your infinite wisdom deem it to be story worthy,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. The couple is setting it up. It's part of the day. Sometimes it's one of those few things that make the timeline.
Yeah,
So
for
if
sure.
if it's like important enough to make the timeline, I think humble yourself and
Yeah.
see that, okay, it's important to them,
Yeah.
even though it's not maybe to me. And even if I know I'm not going to use it in my film, what I feel like I had to learn this last year was like, well, maybe grow up a little bit and maybe how can I be more creative to include the flat lay in the film?
Yeah.
And so then I thought about the Father of the Bride clip. The opening scene in the Father of the Bride is the champagne glasses and flat lay-esque shots while the credits roll. And I was like, that's a really beautiful pre-roll.
yeah.
And then we applied that to Tara and Jake in New York, where we filmed champagne, the flat lays, and textures that turned out really well.
Yeah. No, I think the way you film the flat lay matters.
I agree.
Because I totally get it. It's a really boring
Totally
thing.
a photo op.
If you have your like 24 to 70 on there and you're just like, I'm just gonna go, bird's eye view straight down, it's boring, whatever. But it is very valuable. Like you said, it doesn't necessarily need to be included in the edit itself, but it is very valuable for planners.
Yeah.
And like we experienced on the cruise with Dryden and Emily, it's just a lot of money has been put towards the objects in the flat lay. So it's good practice just to showcase it because this is a good amount of money that the clients put away for these things, these items. And lots of times a lot of thought is put behind how it's all arranged. Some planners and photographers will even bring dedicated kits to make it look pretty. They give it texture. So just shoot it while it's there.
Yeah.
And if you're getting bored with it, just switch it up. Look up some inspiration. You don't always have to do like the spinny ring shot on the turntable or whatever, but you can get creative. Find some inspiration from movies and different filmmakers because it can be a really, really good thing.
I think so. I think it's just a really pretty. I think there's always a time in the film where like you slow down a little bit and you're showing design and details and prep shots. I think it always just fits in really beautifully. A shot of the ring or a shot of the shoes, the flowers or the invitations, their names, like. It just kind of like shows like here's the design at a glance, usually.
Right.
And sometimes a planner like worked really hard on those invitations. Like what did we just shoot where you open up the invitation and it was the venue painted inside?
Oh, who was that?
It was one of our recent weddings, guys, where the invitation, you open the envelope and inside the flap, the lining was painted the venue or was the venue painted in there.
Yeah.
It was
like
gorgeous.
Hand painted.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Every envelope. So I just think like you just can usually look at that and be like, you know what, like it's important.
Yeah. Two very important experiences come to mind right now, and it's with Caleb Norman James. Love Caleb to
He
death.
hates when we say one of.
Yeah.
He likes to be the.
He is the. We love Caleb, really good friends with him, and we've had two experiences with him in flat lays. Number one, we were filming Mackenzie.
We
and
is
Spencer.
strong.
It was definitely a we thing. Definitely a we thing. It was me, but it was based upon our deciding principles.
That's a stretch.
No, it's not.
He acted alone. If I was there, I would have filmed it.
No. So we're shooting a wedding with Caleb
Nate
in
was.
Seattle. We were both shooting a wedding in
was the
Seattle.
bride.
This was ceremony time, shooting details, and I'm over just walking around, going to change battery. Caleb comes over to me, and it's our first time working together, and I didn't know flat lays are Caleb's thing. He loves flat lays, really, really likes them.
Yeah.
And first time working with him, we really want to be a pleasure to work with. We want to do good work.
The first thing he does is say no.
And I'm walking over to change my batteries. And Caleb says, "Hey, by the way, I just set up a flat lay over there if you want to go shoot it." And he tells me all the details. And again,
Nate.
Jake and Nate, Runaway Vows, have decided at this point in time, we don't really shoot flat lays. We hadn't shot flat lays and we did not film flat lays. And so in the spirit of setting up for the ceremony, setting up for everything, I'm just like, that's cool. I'm just gonna go swap out my battery. We usually don't film the flat lays. If we have time, we'll go over and film it, but we're setting up. He's like, oh yeah, totally cool.
We know now that in his mind he's like,
as we've gotten closer to Caleb, thank goodness he forgave us for that because
he brings it up still.
He does. He's a little bitter about it. But that was just one of those things where we look back and cringe. I look back and cringe at our guiding principles that we didn't even film the flat lay because it was a beautiful flat lay.
Maybe it's just our personality differences. Like, even if I believe that, I think in that moment I would have been like, yeah, okay.
Okay. The way you understand
But I think you wanted to stand to your guns.
The way you understand the scenario is how it's been told as we've gotten closer to Caleb. So you didn't even know about that moment until it was brought up. Like, remember how you guys didn't film my flat lay?
And then you told me how that happened, and I said, okay, the way Nate recounted it, I would have probably said, yeah, we'll go with that.
It wasn't like that big of a deal. It was just in passing almost. Hey, like that flat lay is set up. If you have time to go shoot, I was like, we usually don't film. We're setting up. Okay, great, fine. Kept doing our thing.
Okay, so I gotta give Nate props here because then Caleb gives us a gig, and we go shoot Kinetic Experiences, which you guys
This
recommend.
was the second experience. Yeah.
Highly recommend. They just dropped their tickets. Should be awesome. Some cool speakers, by the way.
Really cool
Shannon's
speakers.
going.
Yeah, really cool speakers.
And Caleb was there. He had these. We just showed up. He had these amazing flat lays, all ready to go, like 3. And then he made a joke about it. But then Nate owned up to it and says, "By the way, it's been haunting us ever since then.
Yeah.
We do like flat lays. We're in this small phase where we didn't want to shoot them, and we were also in that hour so stressed about the ceremony.
We were. Yeah, we were.
So Nate owned up to it, and we made amends, and we overkilled the flat lays.
We did.
And
We did.
We'll always overkill flat lays
Yeah.
for Caleb and all planners.
Yeah. So that was the second.
So the redemption has been made.
It was. Yeah.
Penance has been paid.
I'd say we got kind of lucky, but I would say how we vibed with Caleb and how we were just friends and fun and all that stuff, it made up for it. And we delivered a banger film, and we gave him some banger edits as well. So yeah, the flat lay was a missed opportunity to give him a flat lay reel, but he was happy with everything we did. So with another planner, maybe they would have been like, "Ew, who are these videographers to decide what gets filmed and what doesn't?"
That's what I think is the biggest
Yeah.
problem is you can't control how
Exactly.
people perceive that.
Mhm.
And so even our intentions were in that small phase, like, oh, we don't need it for the edit. If any planner took that as a
Who are
ego
these
thing,
guys?
yeah, like, oh,
Are you not
too
team
good
players?
for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the photographer did it.
Yeah.
They're better than you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they brought a dedicated flat lay person.
I know. Sometimes they have 3 people just working that thing.
So I just think like we got lucky that it was Caleb
Yeah.
that we had that experience with.
Right. Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Because you just never know. Like it's always about being a team player, and again, like the principle of people spent money
Yeah.
for that.
A lot of money. Yeah.
And time to set that up. Like Caleb on his, like we're busy with the ceremony and tripods. Like Caleb's doing all this design for
Yeah.
the tent and the ceremony,
Right.
and he spends a moment to do a flat lay.
Him personally, he has
Yeah.
a team, and he is the
So
guy.
just like
He's
another reminder, like who are we? Like
Yeah.
make it work. Be yes men,
Yep.
yes woman.
Yep.
Make it work.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and yeah, when we were in that phase, it is kind of like one of those
It's a
things
short
we
phase.
look back and we're just like, why did we do that?
Short phase.
You know, why did we do that? I blame Emma. But the funniest thing is when we changed that that mindset when we were at the Art of Luxury cruise and you were teaching some workshop attendees, like, hey, by the way, guys,
You guys can see it when I disagree with myself in real time.
you could see it unfolding in Jake's mind. Oh, we're doing this wrong. Because you tell the attendees, this is the flat lay. A lot of money has gone into this flat lay, so film it. And it was just that moment that clicked, like, oh,
Guys, it's rare for you to catch me changing my mind on camera. And that was a moment where
On
our
camera.
whole business perspective changed in that moment.
oh yeah. Yeah. So flat lays. Shoot the flat lays.
I still hate flat lays.
You don't have to include them in the final film, but they can be
I
a
also
great
hate cake
touch.
cutting. I hate a lot of things.
Yeah, you don't have to love everything you film,
No.
but they deserve a spot for a reel. They deserve a spot for the planner.
I agree.
It's a very intentional part of the day.
I agree.
So your
Next one.
films are missing flat lays.
I agree.
Okay, next one. Really psyched about this one. Guests.
Mm.
And the reason I say this is because I look back to an experience of ours. Remember when we filmed our good friend of ours' wedding, Spencer Routson? And when I say we, it was Jake, because I was in the hospital. Had some acai bowls with cashew milk as the base. So I was in the hospital.
Weakest immune system you've ever seen.
Crazy.
Just the tiniest little immune
Just
system you've ever seen.
crazy. The amount of times I've heard Jake just his guttural vomit.
All right. All right. All right.
Anyway, we're filming a good friend of ours' wedding. His name is Spencer. It comes back, and this is in the Jake Weisler. This was the Jake Weisler films. Yeah. Comes back, and it was a beautiful film. He says, "Hey, by the way, like, there's no shots of our parents or anybody else in it." And back in the 2017, it was like, it's all about the couple. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I did the family shots, but
Yeah.
nothing.
But it was all just the couple. And our mindset back then was it's a wedding film for the couple.
Couple and friends. Like it was
Only
couple
feature the
and
couple.
bridal party.
Yeah. Only feature the friends for a couple shots.
Yeah.
But that mindset has definitely shifted.
Yeah.
You're thinking,
Just regrets.
just regrets.
Just years of regrets, you
Yeah.
guys. I just like, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts about it. I think like even recently we've had films where the family isn't in it as much as I want them to be, but it's usually because the family isn't trying to be in the wedding day. They're wallflowers, they're put out, they're running around watching babies. Like, there's like they're not enjoying the day, and so it's hard for me to figure out how to incorporate them without them being in the middle of the day like they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think like we've learned that whenever we showcase a film or have a couple record the reaction, they're always a lot more excited to see their family and friends and guests on the dance floor or walking into the ceremony than they are about, you know, the slow motion bridals that are really pretty.
Yeah.
And so we've just learned like, wow, the people who are coming and who are being invited to this, and I also will blame the Utah culture that we started in,
For sure. Yeah.
where the weddings aren't really an RSVP event.
No.
It's like an invite goes out
shows
to
up.
anyone and everyone in your congregation and neighboring community, and you show up for 5 minutes and you leave. You show up, say hello, grab a handful of popcorn, and you dip.
Blow out of there.
And so like I think that's what I was used to, is that like no one there was meaningful.
Yeah.
Whereas now, the last 5 years, it's been like you reserve, you're there because the couple wants you there.
Yeah.
Especially their destination weddings, like they're paying for you to be there, and spending a lot of money per person. So, and I've just learned that like, wow, the people who are there are like really, it's the village that raised these people.
Yeah, for sure.
I think of like Sarah and Yanni in Greece, like people from Greece and her family who were all there. Like everyone there was like very important to them. And and we've just learned to like capture those people. And also from like a selfish standpoint, I think like we've learned that we like spaces filled more. Like we used to love the empty reception shots, the empty ceremony shots, the empty cocktail hour shots. Not anymore. I like a ceremony shot empty, maybe one reception shot empty, but I love it full of people because that's how they're designed.
It's kind of the same principle as a drone. Like a nice drone shot of a ceremony space is nice, but it's also I think personally a lot prettier with people in the space.
My favorite shot of our St. Regis wedding we just did was the ceremony where everyone stood up and the drone of the ceremony full. I think like it just looks better. I don't know. It just looks more. I love that full look nowadays.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially nowadays when the guests are so fashionable.
Yeah.
Like think about Amberly and John. Like just the most fashionable guests.
Dressed to the nines. Dressed to the nines.
And a lot of you guys might not know this, but for like Vogue publications, we're learning, and we haven't got a Vogue yet, but we'd love to. It's highly contingent on how the fashion is.
Yeah,
I'm sure that applies to other publications, but I know Vogue for sure. Like they're a lot more inclined to want you in their gallery if all the guests are dressed fashionably.
Yeah.
Guests are important.
Yeah, and I would say, do you remember we were on a phone call with Samantha from House of Joy last year before filming Kinetic? She wanted to hop on just a quick call of how we were going to capture the whole experience. And on that call, she said something to us that was, was really interesting. And it's kind of become something we've leaned into. And she said, while you guys are capturing Kinetic, I want this to be kind of like a voyeuristic. Okay. And we're just like, voyeuristic. Wow. I would have never used that to describe a style of filmmaking. But it was this sense of being a fly on the wall and peeping into a space with people interacting. And it's very heavily just focused on people in a space, not knowing you're there, interacting with the space, whether they're picking up a menu, whether they're like sitting down, chatting with each other. But you want to just show it off without people knowing. Like you're just watching things as they unfold. And so a big part of that is just showing off the guests. Some of our favorite shots, we've been doing some film reviews, and I remember one recently, it was a beautiful film, but our favorite shot was the guests entering the ceremony space. And it's just so pretty just seeing people who are very special to the couple be a part of the day, even if it is brief. It is really cool to see just magnitude of scope of the event.
Yeah, and I think planners want to see that too. They want to see, like, can you capture the people who are here, the VIPs?
And I think it's ever so more important. Is that a word? Ever more? Ever? Ever. I think it's just very important in this day and age when a lot of styled shoots are being posted on people's feeds and being able to differentiate. So this was a real wedding. Look at all these people here. Yeah. Maybe that's why it's gotten a little more popular because, you can show off a bride and a groom. Who knows if it's a styled shoot or a real wedding. Yeah. But the second you show 100 guests, dang.
So true.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about that the other day. Like when I'm watching a video, I'm like, oh, is this a real wedding or a style shoot?
Mhm.
But if they show guests like a full room, like that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's like legit.
Yeah.
You know?
This is a real wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. So showing off flat lays, showing off guests. Number 3, wide shots, showing off environment and design.
Yeah. Your films are missing that for sure. Next.
Cut.
Yeah. Like we said before, I think back to like when I lived on the tighter lenses, and you can make room shots look pretty cool on tight lenses if you get far enough away. But I think it was really Larev who got me just addicted to those sweeping wides, which I think all stemmed initially from Caleb, Caleb Lee, who kind of popularized the sweeping ultra wide,
12 millimeter.
12 millimeter Ken Burns. Just I'm addicted to that look now. And so now when we are at weddings, we see just get the low revs. I'm like, yeah, we got the low revs because we just love those sweeping wides and the pan down slowly. Right. And I think and I remember, and it's nothing new. Like it goes back to when Parker taught us how to film real estate. Because when you're shooting a venue or details, you're really just shooting real estate. Mm-hmm. And he said, you have to put yourself, it's a lot more inviting when you're the guest POV. So enter the room and exit the room. So, whenever we want to introduce the reception room, you want to reveal it. You don't want to just we used to do very static push-ins, but now we always incorporate a third element of either sky to reveal the room or floor to reveal the room, or pushing in through a door to reveal the entrance. Like make it feel like one of the guests' POV as they enter the room and see it for the first time. Mm-hmm. And I think that's so much more engaging and interesting than just a static push in.
100%.
Even if it's great symmetry and it looks beautiful, I get that anyway because it makes great content for design reels. But I think for the film, I always want to opt for the sweeping reveals.
Yeah. No, and I think another important reason, as much as we like it or hate it, is because we have to also keep in mind how things are going to be framed vertically nowadays.
Yeah.
And so, again, going back to Caleb and Larev, showing off something in a wide angle is going to allow you to use it a lot better in a vertical edit. So what we do is, at least I do this, and it seems to help sometimes, is I turn on the markers on the FX3 to show the 9x16. And so we slap on a 24 or a 16-35, and you almost frame it for vertical. Everything is happening in that little 9x16 space. But by doing that, you get a lot of just wiggle room. Even horizontal 16:9, it tends to look really good.
That's great.
And it edits really well for both platforms. But a staple Runway Vows look is the 50 and 85 look. Mm-hmm. And so that's where we've had to adjust and figure out where we need to slap on a 14 millimeter Sigma 14?
It's a Laowa 15.
15. Laowa 15. We want the Sigma 14. Yeah, we've had to figure out when we're going to throw on the Laowa 15 and just show off the whole space. Yeah. And planners love that.
Love it.
Guests love it.
Yeah.
Clients love it.
I want a 12.
Win, win, win.
Yeah.
I don't think Sony has a good 12 millimeter. I think the best one Sony has that I've been able to find is the Sigma 14 1.4 millimeter. 1.4 aperture. I think that's the lowest best option that I've been able to see. It's $1,800 though.
Gosh, dang.
Yeah. Stupid. Make lenses cheap again, please. Jacob, those are the 3.
Wow. It's a beautiful lens.
It's a gorgeous lens.
Yeah. You guys, I think also the premise of are your films missing this? No one's going to notice if your films are missing flat lays. No one's going to notice if your films are missing guests or the wide shots, because your films will be full of other things. But I think it's one of those things that when you incorporate those 3 things that I think that we've kind of decided, these are kind of 3 things that when done with artistic taste, they enhance a film.
Yeah.
And a video we're dropping this week about VidFlow, I talk about how just because something is missing and the client doesn't notice doesn't mean you can just get away with it.
Get away, yeah.
I think there's power in going the extra mile and incorporating those over the top things that make a client go, wow, I can't put my finger on it, but this film's
Really
different than the others,
Really
you know.
good, yeah.
And I do think it's like incorporating, and we're not saying those are the only three things our films are missing. We're just saying those are three of the ones that kind of came to mind this week. But there are so many things that I think really allow you to enhance and stand out.
Yeah.
Especially now that we're all doing the same trends on TikTok and Instagram, and everyone's films are starting to have the same colors. Anything you can do to really stand out, I think, is always worth it.
Yeah, I agree. While we're talking about making your films stand out, I do want to give a quick plug for something we've plugged maybe 1,000,000 times already, but this is going to be the 1,000,001st. We didn't talk about sound effects because we've beaten it to death. But guys, your films need sound effects. That's going to be what elevates it, what really brings people to engage with your film. And we have a whole storefront with digital assets, but our favorite is the wedding sound effects pack. We developed it with a world-renowned artist, winning sound effects artist. There's about 130 sounds dedicated for wedding filmmakers. It's not a general pack. It's dedicated just for your films. So check it out. We'll leave a link in the description. Check it out today. And there will be a little discount code in the description as well. So make sure to pick up the sound effects pack. Well, Jake, I've enjoyed this one. Shake hands over this too long of a table. And
one day I want to do like a cut to a wide and it's super photoshopped, but this table is like 80,000 feet long. It's just this AI shot. We're on the very end.
A massive warehouse.
It just finally cuts to the wide and we're just like complete opposite sides.
Different zip codes. That'd be hilarious. This is a good one.
It's a good one.
So Jake, we'll talk in episode 93.
See you next week.